took 2 wickets in that series, but you're right, Lenny. He was pretty impressive with the bat. And that's an exciting prospect for Scotland, because we've spoken about just how deep they do bat. And we've seen all of them really making contributions.
And yeah, just real shame that he got injured in that first game in the Under-19 World Cup. I think he only played the one appearance, didn't he? If I've got that right. As this one's punched through the covers, I'm going to race to the rope. Very short out there. Brandon McMullen dispatched to the boundary immediately.
Yeah, that one ended up in the zone. He had a bit of width to work with. And really, that just dropped right into the slot. As always, we see Matt Cross, the wicketkeeper, up to the stumps for Brandon McMullen. Maybe trying to find a bit of swing. Early on, he does threaten early, often takes early wickets, does Brandon McMullen, when he gets that ball swinging around. Missed out again with the bat today. He's been going through the doldrums a little bit with the bat, but I thought he bowled really well in the last game against the Netherlands.
Yeah, 3 wicket hauls in both his appearances so far. Contrasting 3 wicket hauls though. One of them came plenty of penetration at the top. The other one came with a lot of waywardness in its first spell, and then a great return. You'd think he should have bowled more the other day. It was costly when he kind of came back, and fascination for me today will be how will Richie Barrington use Michael Leask, who's going to be full of confidence. Nicely bowled, beats the outside edge. Yeah, just the one appearance of that Under-19 World Cup down in South Africa. They were in Group B and Potchefstroom, and were you doing that group?
No, I was in Kimberley.
You were in Kimberley, weren't you?
I was in Kimberley with the Australians.
Yeah, he only bowled 4 overs that day and got injured in that spell as England won by 7 wickets against the old enemy Scotland, or Scotland's old enemy, whichever way you want to put it. And yeah, he was batting 7, so seen as an all-rounder there at that level. Interesting to see him with the bat today, not needed. Charlie Castle, big day for him too, Mel?
It certainly is. Back here, he hasn't played a huge amount for Scotland. He played in that series, though, because Chris Soul was injured a year ago here at Forfisher. He has probably more nip than swing, you would say, as we see Brandon McMullen finishing off his over well after that first over-pitch ball was dispatched for 4, up to 2, Nepal 9 for none. Yeah, Charlie Castle came into the side. He was on the ground staff here playing his club cricket here at Forfisher. He's moved clubs since. It came in, and boy, oh boy, what a day that was. Oh, so memorable. He was out for a year with injury before then. Originally, of course, from Australia, born in Perth. Played a lot of cricket down there, and he used to come across as a youngster.
Edge didn't put down a chance at a first ever wicket in international cricket for Mackenzie Jones, and well, he sprawled across the turf as George Munsey. Can't believe that was his first slip chances come relatively easy to very catchable height. Went to his left. Oh, that was as easy as they could be, and Asif Sheikh has a life.
Well, George Munsey dropped one early in the slips against Netherlands a couple of days ago, and he's normally so bankable for those slips catches. So he'll be disappointed, in more than anything else. I think he'll be disappointed for Mackenzie Jones, knowing that would have given the debutant his first international wicket. He's been finding the edges on both sides of the bat, Jones, early on. Look, he's still got a smile on his face. Good to see.
Should have been taken.
Should have.
Really should have been taken. George Munsey's day going from bad to worse. A fifth ball duck and now a drop catch. As Bertel drives straight at cover point to keeps it to a dot ball. I don't know where that went wrong because it is a lovely catchable height that came comfortably to him and it just went in and went out. For those not following the Cricket Scotland social media channels, I implore you to do so. Amazing content that Tom and the team overseen by Charles managed to put out there. And you can actually see the full speech from Richie Barrington there. It's a special cap for any first player, but particularly this one, cap number 700, the 700th player to play. And Richie Barrington was the one who got to give it to him. He spoke about his impact on the Scotland under-19s, his improvement down at Essex, getting right to the verge of first team cricket. Has played a couple of T20s out in Abu Dhabi on their pre-season tour. And I think from what Richie Barrington was saying, speaking so strongly about him, that yeah, this could be a man that we'll see in Scottish colours for years to come, causing lots of problems out there.
Yeah, I've been really impressed, as I'm sure the Scotland fans out there have been as well. What we saw with the other two young bowlers who were playing in the first couple of games, in Jack Jarvis and Jasper Davidson.
Top edge. Now, Castle's not going to get there, but he should be able to stop the boundary. It's going to be a single. I think Nepal are trying to do what Scotland did, target that short boundary to the leg side. Good over again from Jones. Easily could have had his first ever international wicket in it. I'm sure that time will come, maybe even today. 11 for none after 3.
Lengths that they were struggling with, they're not express pace either, and there were too many short balls. They were just bowling a fraction short, and every time they did, they were just being put away. So I've been quite interested to see Mackenzie Jones's lengths.
Slug sweep and an extraordinary stroke. McMullen doesn't have much pace, and Bertel's just going to play his natural game. Bit of T20 in that, as it will be a couple of bounces, and those Nepal fans have enjoyed it as it flies for 4.
I love that they know where the camera is.
Pointing up towards it now.
Just dangling the ball in, and he really just helped it on its way. Picked up the length very quickly. Could come back from McMullen, who's in it. It's funny, isn't it? Because you kept talking about, after watching him in the Netherlands, how he would have a very wayward first spell, and then when
You feel that he so often bowls with Brandon McMullen. Scotland may have to think about changing something. The second boundary in 3 balls.
well, with Matt Cross right up at the stumps, it normally stops the batters from moving around, certainly coming down the track, but just with that big stride forward and the slog sweep in his armoury, it's a really good option for Bertel, and he has executed it exceptionally well.
Sticking with the field, interesting, isn't it? Barrington's at mid-on, they had a bit of a discussion. But I think that probably, because there's so many runs on the board, Mel, they're probably just going to say, let's let him keep doing it. It's a very difficult thing to sweep and to slog sweep medium pace bowlers, but Bertel's done it twice effectively in this over. But they're sticking with that field, so first slip, second slip, deep third. Sorry, third's up in the circle. Backward point, deep cover, extra cover, and wide mid-off. So it's just 2 fielders in the leg side.
And you're right, Lenny. I mean, they have given themselves a good buffer, so they'll be expecting the Nepal batters to come out hard at them. They won't take them for granted at all, but they have at least got a decent score on the board to defend.
Mix up, gonna be a run out. Calamitous. And the question is, who's gonna be run out? One of the two of them will have to go. Bertel said yes, Shake said no, and Barrington held his nerve. And the little cameo from Bertel will end with, well, being honest, Mel, a rather farcical run out. What's happened here?
I'm still trying to get my head around it. You see, the old ball watching, Bertel was just going. Asif Sheikh, he was hesitating from the start, but Bertel was absolutely determined to get down the other end. That's really poor communication between the openers and Bertel, who was actually looking pretty good. He's just slug swept McMullen over the rope a couple of times, and he has to walk back. Goodness. First wicket down, and it really shouldn't have been.
This is really close, Mel. I don't know if we can get a side on replay. We won't be able to do a split screen for you, but look at how close this is as to who is going to be run out. Just Asif Sheikh getting back into his ground ahead of Kushal Bertel. And, well, all Kushal Bertel can do is forlornly trudge off. That's a really surreal run out, wasn't it? Because it just came from nowhere. I think if Asif Sheikh had gone straight away, he probably would have got there, but as so often is the case, many run-outs come from mix-ups between the two batters out there and the miscommunication. So when you're chasing down 300 plus, that's flicked the thigh pad. No, it hasn't given us a wide. You've got to get everything going your way, and conceding a run out in the first 10 is well, a bit of a disaster. Here it is here. This is the side on. Great work by the team. Yeah, just the right decision. Was tight though. Never a frame you want to see. Two batters at the same end.
No, it isn't. And
something's gone horribly wrong.
It has gone, and it did go horribly wrong. And what it is, that's just a freebie for Scotland. Handed to them.
Asif Sheikh is going to have to show a lot of strength of character now to battle back from that. I know he's not the one who's been out, but it was the miscommunication with Kushal Bertel that led to the dismissal. Really, really poor piece of running, wasn't it? Bertel will say, it's my call, just listen to my call, listen to me and let me come through for the single.
He was running to the danger end.
Nicely driven down the ground. Only a push from Asif Sheikh, but it was nicely timed, so should be at least a couple. Barrington goes after it, will just be two. The reality is, though, if Sheikh just listens to the call and runs straight away, there's probably a single there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would have been the danger end, even though it wasn't where the run out occurred. I mean, that was just because they were both at the other end, so they had all the time in the world to throw it to the other